Hey everybody, my name is Marco. I am a former professional opera singer and I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective after a decade on the stage. It's 7 a.m. and that means I want to listen to more Sonic music because why wouldn't I want to start my day with more Sonic music? Thank you for all your love and support on the first video featuring Sonic music. Did not expect that reaction whatsoever. I'm really excited. Let's listen to Reach for the Stars, the opening theme from Sonic Colors. I really liked the Sonic Colors stuff I listened to last time, so that makes sense. Altogether, I found that to be really predictable in like the best sense of that word. I know predictable is like a negative, but it's actually an immense positive. Something about that's really, really satisfying. And maybe it's because I'm delirious because it's 7 a.m. and I've been up for 2 hours. But what I really like about this particular track is that it's just so optimistic. And if you think about it, lyrically too, and melodically, it's pretty obvious how things go. The sky will star so bright, the colors feel so right. I've never felt like this, I'll keep on running. Like that, to me, the way that we are talking about that melodically, you can't help but be like, all right, I have a job to do and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it with a smile. You know why? Because I'm going to reach for the stars. It's just so enthusiastic. It just highlights how positive Sonic is and how many opportunities there are to be like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a really good job. I also really like this little tiny vocal thing. We're gonna reach for the stars. We're reaching for the stars. And I just think that's such nice little like word painting. Word painting is something that's been around for hundreds of years. And it's pretty cool that even in a sort of modern sound, we're still like reaching melodically when we say reach textually. It's really, really fun. Sonic Colors feels like a warm hug. I don't know why. I've never played it. But the music that I've heard from this is just so pleasant. Let's check out Live and Learn from Sonic Adventure 2. All right. Again, different genres. Wow. Typical rock ballad, I'd say.
Can you feel life moving through your mind? Ooh, looks like it came back for more.
Yeah.
Slipping down your spine.
We're repeating the same melodic idea.
But you can hardly swallow.
Again, really tight harmony there. We saw that in the previous song too.
When you can't help but follow, and puts you right back where you can.
I like a little bit of the edge on the vocal singing here.
Live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn from the works of yesterday. Live and learn, if you fail or if you borrow. Live and learn, you may never find your way. Can you feel your life tangle you up inside? Yeah, now you're face down on the floor. Oh, but you can't save your sorrow. You paid in trade.
That's my favorite part, I think. Melodically speaking.
Puts you right back where you came.
I just like the descending pattern there.
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn from the works of yesterday. Live and learn. If you fail or if you follow. Live and learn. You may never find your way. Oh yeah.
I love a good electric guitar shred, yeah. Electric guitar harmonies like this are so good. Yeah.
There's a face searching for so far and wide. There's a place where you dream you'll never find. Hold on to what if. Hold on to what if. Live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn from the works of yesterday. Live and learn. If you beg or if you borrow. Live and learn. You may never find your way. Live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow. Live and learn from the works of yesterday. Live and learn. If you beg or if you borrow. Live and learn. You may never find your way. Live and learn. Yeah, 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 yeah. Live and learn. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So a few things that really stand out to me right away that make this very appealing is the terrific vocals by Johnny Gioeli or Gioeli. Just like in your face vocals, really on that classic 80s hair band metal, thinking like Journey. I'm really blown away by the fact that I started with 2000s punk and now here I am literally 5 minutes later in 80s metal band. The electric guitar absolutely shreds. There's some really nice harmony work in here, especially, and I really like this about that soundscape as well, is that usually when the harmonies show up, I think they're in thirds or they're really tight, and I think that does such a great job of overwhelmingly giving us the sense that it just doubles, even though it's working within itself within the chord structure. So it just enhances the sound and the listening experience just a tiny bit, that it makes it feel like it like elevates or evolves. I don't know. I've never thought about it before, I guess, but harmony is a really powerful thing because one single melody line can be really evocative and really, really powerful, and it can move us. But when we have harmony, because harmony stacks vertically, because we're just like adding notes to we have the bottom melodic note, and then either we go below it or above it, and we just go up, and it just builds on itself. And I think it does a really great job of sending a message home, or doubling emphasis, which is really cool. Now, I will tell you that this isn't my favorite song by any stretch of the imagination. I don't really like 80s music like this, but what I would say is that I really love the vocalism, especially. I thought like the intensity on the chords themselves. Ooh, you try and ignore, like that stuff is really, really impressive from a vocal standpoint. I also just genuinely think that the melody line is so consistent. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow, live and learn. So again, it seems to me like these vocal songs for Sonic are all really empowering, and they're all there to like boost morale. I don't think you're ever going to hear a song where you're like, I don't know. I hate Tails, or I hate Knuckles. Like there's a lot of like, get up, get the job done, let's move forward, let's keep going. I think that's maybe some of its appeal. I mean, you tell me, but I think like some of the appeal to this is the fact that it's very, very, very galvanizing. Let's check out Glyphic Canyon from Shadow the Hedgehog. Real edge in there, that's cool. Whoa. What a different soundscape from Sonic. So a totally different soundscape. Shadow. I don't know anything about Shadow. Shadow. When did Shadow even appear for the first time? Who is Shadow? What is Shadow? Is Shadow like Sonic's brother? All that to say, like, there's an air of danger right away, right? And I think what's a really cool thing about this is that obviously it's a pretty heavy sound, but the melody is what makes it interesting. But yada 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 yada. That is clear and ever-present danger, and so it's like almost like Shadow. Well, it makes sense. I mean, with a name like Shadow, but it's almost like Shadow is the polar opposite of Sonic when it comes to modus operandi, or the way that Shadow's like life, like moral code is, or like what Shadow's purpose is. The intention there is to showcase like a ruthlessness. And there's like no playful elements to it. I mean, I bet you Shadow's like kind of sarcastically funny. Well, no, isn't that what Knuckles is? Well, I don't know. Shadow here is actually quite dangerous within the Sonic sort of multiverse, or the Sonic sphere. And we hear that through that music of really, especially with the electric guitar, again, real, like, I would say micro movement. Like, there's nothing crazy happening in here. But there is that overwhelmingly present sense of danger. And speaking of Knuckles, let's check out Sonic and Knuckles Flying Battery Zone Act 2. Oh, this is classic. N64 era? Or well, you know what I mean. Hey. Is this Genesis? Sega Genesis? Oh man, I want more melody. I like how we have the brassy sound here. These are obviously like supposed to represent trumpets. It sounds like almost like 007. I mean, talk about a melody line that's so fun. So it's actually interesting because this is very much a strophic piece, and by that I mean is that it just repeats itself, right? And if there were vocals, probably what would end up happening is that the text would be different, but the music would stay the same. So it repeats, but it's what's really interesting to me, if this came out in the Genesis time period, the maturity when it comes to the soundscape here is pretty cool. Despite the fact that it's, I don't think it's fairly new, but the sound, it really locks into that MIDI aspect of what makes this specific time period in gaming, I think, so interesting. And I think why so many of us have nostalgia for it is because of this soundscape. It's really hard to imagine that, like, really not that long ago, 30 years ago, this was the soundscape that existed and was like the thing that a lot of us grew up on. I really like this melody. Hold on one second. That's just so fun. To me, like the flying battery zone, what does that even mean? Flying battery zone? Are there just flying batteries everywhere? I mean, it feels electronic, you know what I mean? It feels like it's an environment that's full of metal and really ends up feeling like technologically advanced, you know what I mean? But that's really cool to hear. Let's check out Versus Egg Dragoon from Sonic Unleashed. Wow, you can hear the dragon. Nice violin line. Not the trumpet. Like how the brass is coming in here with a little bit of dissonance. Love the percussion moving us here and the slowed down strings. Whoa, nice descending. This is crazy fight. We're just spinning around. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's actually crazy. Here we don't know what direction we're going in. Right, it's a little bit unleashed. It's a little bit crazy. And then it stacks on itself. Man, those strings are really almost painful. They're just moving through the enharmonics. Bum 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 ba-da-dum. A little bit of call and response there. Bum bum ba-da-da. Bum 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 ba bum. And then we kind of swing back with those strings. Bum bum sha da da da. And the thing is about this piece is that what really stands out to me is that it feels very jagged. It actually, this is the first of the Sonic pieces that I've heard that makes me feel like our back is against the wall, and it's kind of a desperate battle. You know, there's a lot of little clues in here that would require a really deep analysis, but one of the things that I find immensely interesting about this is that Egg Dragoon. So clearly it's a Dr. Robotico. Oh God, he's Italian now. Robotico. Clearly this is some sort of massive creature, right? And so there's actually a couple moments where there's clearly a push and pull between Sonic and the Egg Dragoon, where there is this sense of like Sonic is in the horns, and then the cascading down is in the strings, especially da ya da ya da, as we hit all the black and white keys as we descend down. So there's clearly some antagonization there that's occurring, and also antagonization, is that a word? Some other really interesting things are just the ever-present feeling of danger. I think it's also interesting because it feels, I don't know how composers do this so well, but you can hear sighs sometimes in music, and that's really also something that's quite apparent. It feels like this Egg Dragoon is enormous. The other thing that's really cool is that we have this constant sort of support system underneath. So despite the fact that around it is the strings and the horns and so on and so forth, underneath we have this constant we mentioned this last video, where there's always a sense of forward momentum with a lot of these Sonic tracks, and I think like that's where that lives, even though this is kind of like pseudo orchestral. I find that really interesting. A lot of chaos in here, and I think that that's actually probably intended because it's such a do or die kind of battle, which is really, I think it's really appropriate for the context. I wouldn't listen to that out of context again, but I definitely think that in context, I bet you this is dope as hell. Let's check out Open Your Heart by Crush 40, the main theme of Sonic Adventure. Why is there lightning? Oh, is this Sonic like funneling electricity around him? Whoa. That's such a tight rhythm. Love that melody line. Melody line is sick. I love that slide up. I love call and response. So one thing that I find really funny is that like I didn't love that previous song I listened to that had a similar soundscape. I think it was Live and Learn. But something really cool about this is that, first of all, the call and response is really satisfying. And also this feels like a more mature, now this was, of course, I think this was the premiere game on the Dreamcast. Like this was one of the games that ship out when the Dreamcast goes, went public, and it almost feels like this is like maybe the first time that we're trying to deviate from that other soundscape that we heard on the Sega Saturn and Sega Genesis, where here we have a more mature Sonic. It's certainly, if I recall, Sonic Adventure was the first 3D Sonic, so there is definitely like a push to move in a more maybe adult direction of Sonic. And that's sort of apparent, especially when we start with like lightning and thunder and this idea that like Sonic controls the way that the weather kind of funnels into him with his speed and stuff. There's also a heavier emphasis on the vocal quality is quite mature. It's very, very, Crush 40 has a real like grizzled sound. And I think that also really, paints Sonic in a slightly older light. Now, I think like Sonic is essentially a perpetual teenager, but this particular theme to me roots Sonic as a much more adult character, which is interesting.
Ancient city blazing, shadows keep attacking, little children crying, confusion, hopeless anger. I don't know what it can be, but you drive me crazy. All your cunning tricks make me sick. You won't have it your own way. Can't hold on much longer, but I will never let go. I know it's a one-way track. Tell me now how long this will last. I'm not gonna think this way. Nor will I count on others. Close my eyes and feel it burn. Now I see what I've gotta do. Open your heart and you will say.
Oh. Love that double bass drum in there. Hey. Yeah, nice recapping. Open your heart with the lyrics. Open your heart. Sick. Let me go back to the thunder, channeling the power, the lightning. That's fun. That's so fun. I have such a soft spot in my heart for a double bass drum. When I was in college, there was a band called Chicago Typewriter that was my friend Andrew was in, and he was a drummer, percussionist. And I went to my first ever first and only mosh, and I was like, no, this is not my scene. And I just remember watching and hearing. This was a period in my life where I started exploring a little bit with metal music and sort of the screamo style. And the double bass drum is such an exhilarating thing to listen to, both on recordings but also live. Just it's just so cool how it pervades it's such a primal thing, especially percussion. I really liked this track. I felt that this track was really, really, I have no problem with playfulness, right? And I have no problem with like a bright sound, but what I do like is when there are some stakes. And not stakes like the food, but stakes like high stakes. Well, that doesn't make it any clearer. But when there's something going on that's really important, and we have to navigate it and get to the other side of it, I think it makes for really interesting musical and gameplay experiences. And in this particular case, I felt that this, like I mentioned earlier, was very mature. I think also the grizzled sound of Crush 40 is really, really exciting. There's a certain sector of people that are able to access chest voice and head voice and do this screaming falsetto upper register thing that is very akin to operatic singing, which is obviously, if you don't know, I'm an opera singer, former professional opera singer. And one of the things that we learned is how to carry our chest and our head up to the upper register so we could, sing high notes. And I think it's really interesting to hear this format, that same style, but in a totally different approach. And it's just such a fun thing to hear someone like really like with all of their might be able to bust out this high falsetto full-throated thing. Well, and that's like sort of an oxymoron because falsetto and full throat are not the same, but there's a real virility in that sound that's really satisfying to listen to. Again, really feels like a mature departure from standard Sonic that I've heard previous, so that's awesome. Let's check out Unknown from Me. Oh, same game.
Rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they solid or frail.
What?
Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath.
Big band rap jazz. What?
Born on an island.
R&B?
The heavens. The blood of my ancestors flows inside me. My duty is
What?
to save the flower.
Oh, I love this tone.
Evil deterioration. Yeah.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
What the hell?
Streaking lights, loud sounds, and instinct are the
This juxtaposition between rap and this R&B style singing is really sick.
my own mission. Nothing's gonna stand in my way. No, no.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you.
Won't be frightened, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil.
Oh,
Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. It is power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my plan, it's gonna fight for my destiny.
this is my planet gonna fight for my
Here I
destiny.
come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell.
I don't
break 'em
chuckle,
down
I'd rather
whether they
flex
solid
my
or frail.
muscles.
Unlike the rest, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right, then the worst left.
I have no such things as weak spots. Don't approve of him, but gotta trust him. This alliance has a purpose. This partnership is only temporary.
Anyway, that's really cool, by the way. This partnership is only temporary. This alliance has a purpose. I like what we're getting here is we're getting like we're getting a nail on the head, the definition of what Knuckles is, who Knuckles is, and why Knuckles wants to work with Sonic and Tails and whoever. And so like, I think Sonic Adventure was that the first time? No, Knuckles appeared in Sonic 3? Question mark. I find it really interesting how different the soundscape is compared to other Sonic music. This really feels like it's like Knuckles' like motivic idea. We think about the term leitmotif and how leitmotifs symbolize characters in Wagner operas. And in some way, this feels like it's connected. So like Sonic has bright music, a little bit of heavy metal. Like, what does Tails have? And Knuckles has this sort of like smooth jazz rap because he's like a knucklehead. I don't know, but it's really cool how the lyrics are basically telling you exactly. It's interesting because In opera, we would call something like this a Greek chorus. In a Greek chorus, there's something in Benjamin Brint's Rape of Lucretia where there's a female chorus and a male chorus, and it's one person, and they're singing they're the audience's viewpoint on the experience. And so this feels like it's breaking the fourth wall, and it's telling us as listeners and as gamers and as people playing this experience, hey, this is what Knuckles is all about, in case you're wondering. It's pretty cool.
I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Cleanse yourself from evil spirits that got in you.
Stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. We are waiting when serenity is restored. This is my planet, I shall not surrender.
Oh! Give me that soprano sax.
Stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. I get this power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my plan, it's gonna fight for me. I won't be frightened, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. We will be waiting when serenity is restored.
With a little bit of that jazz piano on the back. Hey!
Shall not surrender, no. Yeah.
The new porcupine on the block with the buff chest. Out the wilderness with the ruggedness.
What?
Knock his knuckles. The blow thrower. Independent flower. Magical emerald holder. Give you the coldest shoulder. My spike goes through boulders. That's why I stay alone. I was born by myself. I don't need a posse. I get it on by myself. Adversaries get shelved.
Man, I really love how on the head that was about describing Knuckles and how different, and like Knuckles makes Sonic look so clumsy musically too. Like their ethos is so different, and man, I really liked that. I really liked that piece. Let's listen to "Find Your Flame." I think I heard this. I think I have.
I'm here to go beyond my limit, not to compromise. And you can tell me if I mean it, looking in my eyes. Cause I've been waiting for my moment to strike. So come close, let me show you what it's like. Yeah, you can try to stand in my path, but you're gonna regret it. I'll be the one who laughs last while I'm making my exit. Cause this is only for the strong of heart, not if you get it. And no matter what the outcome, you better accept it. I can cut like the shell, I can bury the pain. So don't doubt for a second, just get out of my way.
Well, that whispered thing in there is cool. Like muffled slightly. There's a double bass. So, just a thought that crossed my mind here is that, and when you think about it, this is one of the more recent. Well, it is the most recent. I mean, I'm filming this right as Sonic X Shadow is coming out, but Generations. But Sonic Frontiers is like the newest iteration of Sonic, and what I find interesting here, just from this perspective, is if you think about it, we've listened to a bunch of tracks today that essentially have the exact same components. They have the 2000s era sort of punk pop like style. Then you've got this double bass drum that we just heard earlier with Sonic Adventure. And then you have a little bit of this screamo element, which is also a combination from that. So it's interesting how obviously it sounds very different, but if you think about it, it's borrowing from all the other iterations of what has made Sonic musically. I haven't heard like any like bright boppy pieces like Can You Feel the Sunshine, which I'm a little disappointed by, which is fine. It's just my personal preference. But what I find really cool is that we are essentially evolving the Sonic soundscape through all of the different like years to get to Sonic Frontiers, which is essentially, if we take all of those and amalgamate them into one, it ends up sounding kind of like, I mean, this is what I would think it would sound like if you mix them all in a blender.
It's like I'm seeing double vision. Take a seat, I'm on a mission. We got everything to gain. To become everything you're not. You just give it all you got and take the pleasure with the pain. Yeah, I can feel my fire awaken. No time for being complacent. There's a dream on the horizon. You know we gotta chase it. And when we get to where we're going, then we start the invasion. That's me? Now you must be mistaken. You know I'll turn you into rust. Grind you right down to dust. You thought you were the best. Well, you haven't met. Fire and rain. Call me the hurricane. I'm not letting it go. 'Cause it's all that I know. Will the whole world know your name? When we dance with destiny. I've been there and I've seen it. I'm never gonna stop believing. You'll find your flame. Now here we go. It's the end of the show. Hear them, they're calling your name. 'Cause in the end, it's you and your friends. You'll find your flame.
Nice harmony at the top there. Oh. Sounds a little like Power Rangers. Sick guitar solo.
Now here we go. It's the end of the show. Hear them, they're calling your name. 'Cause in the end,
Oh, that's such a nice way to end this song, to pull back.
friends,
Beautiful voice too.
you'll
Find your flame. Not gonna be confused with Find Your Flame from Final Fantasy 16. Same idea, but very different sound style. I mean, yeah, that's such a banger. Like, it's hard to deny how exhilarating that piece is, and it just is such a motivating and forward-thrusting sound. You just can't help but be like, I'm gonna absolutely demolish this enemy in front of me, because whether that enemy is weights at the gym or the boss that you're fighting, I think all these themes are for bosses, if I recall correctly. I don't know. There's like a visceral sound quality to it, isn't there? It's very interesting. I'm hoping for a slower track with This Is Our World, A New Hero from Sonic Forces. Let's check it out. What? That I was not expecting. That sounds like a familiar motif from Find Your Flame. Nice to hear like pure orchestral sound coming from Sonic 2. Obviously it's a really like forward moving galvanizing sound. It's like this is like the sort of getting ready to go towards a mission. It really sounds like the motif from Find Your Flame. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's very simple, and that motif repeats multiple times, and then you have the motivic idea, then you have a little bit of an interlude, and then you reset with the motivic idea. It's a quite peaceful, well, I wouldn't say peaceful, but it's a quite relaxed theme compared to everything else I've heard today. And one of the interesting things about it is that it feels very much like suiting up for the job. Although it's incredibly simple, everything's pretty much moving in unison there. You obviously have the that's nice. I want to listen to one more. Let's do My Destiny, theme of Elise.
I remember memories from a long, long time ago.
A ballad? I was not expecting this.
I can hear you calling me.
Wow.
To never let you
Who's Elise?
go.
This is so beautiful.
As the sun shines down,
Piano and guitar.
I hold the key to give. Take hold of the destiny I may give you life. Can you stay forevermore? Or are you gonna leave for me? No matter what it takes for me, I'll find you.
That's like so elegant, but like
Just to be with you one more time. A smile will find my way, my love. You've taught me that life can be revived with a smiling face. The meaning of my destiny can be changed for your love. I can rule the world, my love. Can't you see that we can all survive? If you'll be by my side, the world will be a better place for us all.
it's such a standard ballad. It's beautiful.
Ever since
I love how like there's so much breath in that sound. It's really evocative.
Should I go on my way now? Let you go for a ride. If I ever worry, then I will run to you. You gave me your everything, and my heart can be true.
Is Elise in love with Sonic?
Can you stay forevermore?
It seems like it.
Or are you gonna leave for me?
Beautiful little strings there.
What it takes for me, I'll find you. Just to be with you one more time.
Here we go. Oh,
Stay
reset.
close to me, my
Key change. Oh, classic.
You've taught me that life can be revived with the smiling face. The meaning of my destiny can be changed for your love. I can rule the world, my love. Can you see that we can all survive? If you'll be by my side, the world will be a better place for us all.
It's such a fun rock ballad, isn't it?
I will make my way, my
The
love.
glissandi and the strings.
I know I will never be the same.
Nice little ways to change it a little bit.
My life,
Destiny will never be
for your
love.
You know
I will rule the world, my love.
memories of
You, my heart will feel. Trusting in your love, the peace will come to you and me and the world. That's so lovely. Honestly, I'm really like blown away by what the hell, how I'm confused. But, this is like pretty standard stuff. I mean, jazz standard or even some classical operatic stuff isn't that far away from this soundscape. It's just really like just ultimately there's not much to like pontificate over. It's just beautiful. What's powerful about music is that music can encapsulate a feeling so well that then it can allow us to process the feeling in a different way. And a piece like that obviously is about love. But like when you look at the lyrics, when you listen to the strings and the guitar and the piano and the glissando as they slide up to the strings and the vocals and how the vocals are produced, all these little things can create an emotional connection that words cannot just give. Music really does set and delay words so that they feel more poignant and more meaningful. Yeah, I mean, there's so much more Sonic music to listen to and to explore. This is only scratching the surface. I mean, this was like 45, 50 minutes, and there's just so much more. So if you want more, definitely drop those comments and suggestions in the pinned comment. And yeah, thanks a ton for coming along with me on this Sonic music exploration and journey. It's really exciting to learn something new, and I'm thrilled. Can't wait to be playing Sonic X Shadow Generations live. Feel free to check that out in the live tab if you want to. As always, thanks a ton, and I'll see you later. Bye.